In the opening game of the Malaya Environmental Systems Offaly Senior Hurling Championship Round 1, it was a repeat of last year's semi-final between Seir Keiran and St. Rynaghs. St. Rynaghs winning on that day by the narrowest margin, a 1 point win over Seir Keiran in last year's semi-final in Bordamona O'Connor Park. Seir Keiran under new management John Carroll faced off against St. Rynaghs under new management in Adrian Clancy in the first round of this Senior Hurling Championship. But it was going to be Seir Keiran who opened the scoring on the day with their talisman Joe Bergen with a long range free from just behind his own 65, and Bergen making no mistake to put the men in black and amber in front. It was a battle of the free takers early doors, and centre half back for St. Rynaghs, Aidan Tracy, a good source of scores throughout the day from place balls. He made no mistake getting his and his side's opening score, 1 point apiece. It was going to be Tom Carroll who collected the ball inside his own half, and a superb score by Tom Carroll off his left hand side on his own 65, and a brilliant score in the game. St. Rynaghs continued to try and hold out the black and amber men of Keiran, but it was Kevin Dunn who was a live wire throat. He nipped inside, showing great skill, and popped over the bar to get Keiran 3 points ahead. It was Aidan Tracy who continued to be St. Rynaghs' best performer in the opening half, and he fired over another free from just inside the 65 metre line to put 2 between the sides. Seir Keiran 4, St. Rynaghs 2. Seir Keiran continued to press up the other end, and it was Joe Bergen who knocked down a ball as far as Adrian Hines, who sent a good crossfield ball over towards the captain Christopher Connors. Connors eventually getting the ball back out towards Adrian Hines, and Hines with the quickest a snapshot firing over a great score for Seir Keiran. 5 points to 2, they now led. Tracy once again answered a call for St. Rynaghs from place balls, and he tapped over another free just to keep the scoreboard ticking over for the men in blue and gold. St. Rynaghs tried to work the ball out short from the defence, but in nipped youngster Barry Keeley in his second championship year, and Keeley shortened the grip off his right hand side and popped over the bar for Seir Keiran. St. Rynaghs continued to go on the attack, and Stephen Wynne gathered the ball in the corner, fired it across the face of the goal towards Ronan Hughes, who left it off to Stephen Quirk, and Quirk just tapped in off his left hand side and narrowed the gap to 2 once again. Black and Amber kept their noses in front, but they almost went behind if not for the brilliance of Owen Coughlin in the Seir Keiran goal. Gary Keneally getting his shot away in front of Brian Maloney, but Owen Coughlin equal to it and deflecting out for a 65, which Aidan Tracy once again lined up, and Tracy made no mistake once again from the resulting 65 and narrowed the gap to 3. Meanwhile, Joe Bergen could do no wrong the other end for Seir Keiran from place balls once again, and again tagged on another point for Seir Keiran to put them 4 ahead. Approaching half time, Stephen Quirk gathered yet another ball in the corner, trying to get into the game. He fed it out towards Matty Maloney, who found it out towards Aidan Tracy, who was unmarked, and Tracy, with the simplest of scores from play off his left hand side, left St. Rynaghs trailing by 3 as they went in at half time. At half time in St. Brennan's Park in Burr, it was Seir Keiran 10 points, St. Rynaghs 7. Just after half-time, Stephen Quirk got a handy score from a free just outside the 20-metre line, and Quirk off the left, making no mistake to get Rynaghs off the mark in the second half, and they now trail by 2. But it was St. Rynaghs now who continued to eat into Seir Keiran's lead. They worked the ball up the field, and Matty Maloney got the ball about 45 metres out from the goal, tried to take on the St. Rynaghs defence, and he looked to be true on goal as he passed across to Stephen Quirk, and that was saved once again by Owen Coughlin, but Stephen Wynne blasted to the back of an empty net, and it was now St. Rynaghs who led by a point, 1-9 to 11. As the clock ticked on towards halfway of the second half, Joe Bergen got a free once again for Seir Keiran, and this time opted a pop straight over the bar to level the game once again. Seir Keiran 12, St. Rynaghs a goal and 9. With 20 minutes of the game remaining, it was Danny Maloney under pressure, hand pass back towards Niall Wynne, and Adrian Hines seemed to chase the lost cause for St. Rynaghs. As St. Rynaghs tried to recover, Hines nipped in, got the ball, and somehow managed to get the ball under the body of Conor Clancy to get the all-important goal for Seir Keiran's. It was 1 goal and 12 points. Seir Keiran to a goal and 9 for St. Rynaghs, and Adrian Hines took a knock there, had to go off after the field of play following that knock against Conor Clancy, but Seir Keiran from here took on the St. Rynaghs defence and pushed further clear, and another excellent score by Joe Bergen, and they now led by 4. St. Rynaghs continue to try and battle back last year's county finalists as they marauded up the field through Matthew Maloney. Maloney got it as far as Paul Quirk, and Quirk got his first score of the game to narrow the gap once again, but it was still Seir Keiran who kept their noses in front by 3. St. Rynaghs now in search of some inspiration, pushed up centre half back Aidan Tracy, and he was continuing to be St. Rynaghs' best performer and got his second score from play of the game under pressure from the men in black and amber. But as we said so many times throughout this game, Joe Bergen just couldn't be held back from both play and place balls, and he fired over yet another brilliant score from a free to extend Sir Kieran's lead to 4. It was St. Rynaghs now through Gary Keeley who fed the ball out, and as they tried to go on the attack once again, St. Rynaghs, the ball was hit in there towards Matthew Maloney, who showed good stick work in front of Brian Maloney, and Maloney fired over a point for St. Rynaghs, and all hope seemed not to be lost. They only trailed by 3 with about 6 minutes left on the clock. It was St. Rynaghs who continued to battle hard and get that ball up the field. Aidan Tracy continuing to stand out. He launched a huge score over the bar once again to narrow the gap to 2 as St. Rynaghs continued on the rampage into that Keiran lead. But it was Shane Ryan, the sub, who came in, nipped the ball ahead of the St. Rynaghs defence, looked to take them on. Ryan with a clever hand pass back outside as far as Barry Keeley. Keeley rode the challenge of Keneally, and Keeley fired over his second score of the game, and at a crucial stage as Sir Kieran led by 3 once again heading into the closing stages. Kevin Dunn once again showing a fine turn of foot, and Dunn popped in on his right hand side and popped over an all important score for Sir Kieran to make their lead go out as far as 4. But it was St. Rynaghs and once again Aidan Tracy who looked to narrow the gap again from a free, and this time Tracy from 45 metres made no mistake and popped over the bar to give St. Rynaghs the faintest of hope. They trailed by 3 as the time clicked towards its conclusion, but Sir Kieran were going to have the defining say as Kevin Murray floated in a huge line ball, and across the square came Big Joe Bergen with the catch and blast beyond Conor Clancy in the goal in what was certain to wrap up the 2 points for Sir Kieran. At full time in the opening round of this Offaly Senior Hurling Championship, it finished Sir Kieran who picked up the 2 points, winning 2-17 to St. Rynaghs, a goal and 14.